Okay, Algebra 1. In our lesson today, we saw that when you factor quadratic trinomials where a is greater than 1, you need to split both the lead coefficient, the a, and the c constant. So it matters the order that you split that lead coefficient because of how you have to multiply and then add things together. There's another way other than creating a spreadsheet, which you remember I showed you the importance of why it needs to be done that way. Well, this video is about the procedure that you use that is easiest to use to do this, and it is called factoring by grouping. I'll tell you something else about factoring by grouping. You use it a lot in Algebra 2 when you do your polynomial unit. So learning how to do this will not only help you with quadratic trinomials where a is greater than 1, but it will help you next year when you have 4-term cubic polynomials. So, how to factor by grouping? Well, your first step is to multiply a times c, okay? And so a is 2 and c is 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. So then you're going to find the factor pair of AC that adds up to B. And in our case, that B it has to add up to is -5. So here are our factor pairs of 4. We have 2 times 2 and we have 1 times 4. And our B term is negative, but C is positive, so both of the binomials have to have the same sign. So -1 times -4 does equal +4, which is A times C, and -1 plus -4 equals -5, which is B. So voila, we've got our factor pairs. Now, rewrite my problem with my 2 new terms. So remember, this is the same A term that we got from the original. And look, 2 doesn't change either. The C is exactly the same. What's different is instead of -5V, I have split it into my 2 factor pairs. Next, you group these 2 and these 2. Notice how the sign isn't left in the middle. And you factor out a GCF from each binomial. So here we have V, 2V squared minus 1V. Well, the only thing I can divide evenly out of that is V. This binomial, I've got 4V plus 2 minus 4V plus 2. Well, I got to factor out a negative. The number I can factor out is -2. So I did that, okay? So what you'll notice now is you have a GCF here and a GCF here, and you've got 2 remaining binomials left. These 2 binomials must match. If they do not match, you did something wrong. Check your arithmetic. Okay, and then last but not least, you see at the bottom, I factored out the common binomial, 2V minus 1, and so now I have the fully factored form of 2V squared minus 5v plus 2. So let's take a look at this troubleshooting. If you don't have a GCF of both binomials when you go to look for one, or the binomials you have left don't match, check your arithmetic or swap the two linear terms. In this particular case, the problem we were doing, it didn't matter, but sometimes it does. That's why I just wanted to mention this, is that sometimes it very much matters and you have to flip-flop. See, I did flip-flop my terms. If you go back and look over here, you'll see that I factored out the v minus 2. In this particular case, the v minus 2 was what was left. Okay, so there you go. Factor by grouping. Let's see it one more time. So here's another problem. 4b squared plus 8b plus 3. So a times c, 4 times 3 is 12. I'm looking for a factor pair of 12 that adds up to 8. Here it is, 2 and 6. 2, 6, and 2. I grouped them. I factored out a GCF from both. These match. Yay. That means I did it right. And here you have it, my fully factored form. So there you go, young people, factoring by grouping. See you in the next video.